All right, good evening and welcome to Fantasy Picks. I'm your host, Jacob Campos. Here we're trying to make people's dreams come true. Joining us on the broadcast, Daniel Villa, my esteemed colleague. Unfortunately, we have some video issues, but his mind is all we need. Daniel, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I'm doing great.
Excellent. I got here on my spreadsheets that you recently went last season, won it all at your fantasy, as well as managed some minor league players in Canada for football. Very, very good resume. Thanks for joining the broadcast. Our I would say our subject for today is going to be Luis Campos. Unfortunately, we're having some technical difficulties because he's old, but that's fine. The big thing is he can catch the rewind. We are live. First things first, I want to start off with, why do people doubt Brock Purdy? What's up with that? I think he's solid. And then I was prior to because for this Cowboys game, I was saying the 49ers were gonna destroy them. Cowboys are bad. So, I mean, they're just a terrible team. But people were saying Brock Purdy's not real. What do you think with your eye for talent, Daniel Villa?
I don't think people more or less doubt the ability of Brock Purdy. It's just that San Fran is such a stacked team that it basically makes the QB position obsolete. It's like you can put anyone back there and you're going to get the same results. So that's why I assume that people don't think he's that good of a player. But he's decent enough to get things done in San Fran because of the talent that he has around him.
I mean, they went to the NFC Championship, though. That proved me enough that he was proven. He went to NFC, he won playoff games, and people were like, I don't think he's going to win.
You don't win
season.
championships
what
without.
Are you talking about?
You don't win championships without a special quarterback.
Joining us as well, Daniel Ibarra. Daniel is a big time gambler. Recently, his biggest winnings this year of upwards of $75,000. Daniel Ibarra, thank you for joining as well.
Thanks for having me.
There's gonna be two Daniels. So I'm gonna be saying you guys' full names, so don't worry about that. Also, don't be rude, Daniel Ibarra. Anyways, Daniel Villa. Yeah. So I mean, to be fair though, when Jimmy G, who unfortunately is the Raiders quarterback, when he was playing for the 49ers, I don't think he did too hot. He wasn't crazy. But I guess also that shows how mediocre you can be and do well.
He went to playoffs 3 years, man.
Yeah, boy.
He also was one throw away from winning the Super Bowl. So
I remember watching Jimmy G on San Fran, and I always knew that they would never win a Super Bowl with him. Like it doesn't have that it factor that you need out of your quarterback.
Yeah,
it's hard to put into words, but he just doesn't have it.
And they immediately went to that new guy that they had. I forgot his fucking name because he's already gone.
Trey Lance. They didn't believe in him at all. That's why they let him go.
All right, joining us is my father. Thank you for coming in. Luis Campos, unfortunately, 0-4 or 0-5?
0-5. 0-5.
Yeah, so that's why he's coming to us for his needs. Don't you worry, we have exactly what you need. Go ahead and share your screen with us.
I can't.
It's not a big deal.
Fucking Zoom shit fucking.
Why are you cussing?
Crashed my computer. I can't even get on my computer. It doesn't even fucking work.
You gotta look into that. You're bad.
No.
Is it still down, your computer?
Yeah, my computer won't come up. It's not working. I got some video problems now. So let's see. Maybe pull up let me see if I can do it on here.
No, stay on the phone. It's not a big deal. I have your lineup right here. All right, so at quarterback, his two choices are Trevor Lawrence and Brock Purdy. I think it's a no-brainer to go with Brock Purdy. Daniel Ibarra, what do you think?
honestly, I haven't seen enough of Trevor Lawrence in, I don't know. Like, I want to believe in Trevor Lawrence. I just haven't seen enough. I think he needs more time, but I don't know. Brock Purdy's still young too. Like, I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the NFL that much just because it's playoffs in baseball.
That's fair. That's fair. That's where you're making your big money. Okay, okay. Daniel Villa, what do you think?
Bro, how do you get this thing to fucking work? Can I curse on this? Is this being like, are there children watching this?
Yeah, no. Daniel Villa, what do you think?
Yeah, it's an iffy, man. The 49ers, they're gonna be playing the Browns. The Browns don't have that bad of a defense. They're actually maybe top 5 in NFL right now in defense. And the Jaguars are playing the Colts. You never know with the Colts. They're on a roll right now, but they have a solid defense too. So I think I would just, me personally, I would go Trevor Lawrence. You know, he's
Really?
this season is his coming. This season is his coming out season. He has new weapons in Ridley, and I think that the remainder of the season he's going to be giving us his best games yet. Of course, Brock Purdy isn't a bad pick. Me choosing Trevor Lawrence doesn't mean that Brock Purdy is bad. He gets the job done. He does what the team needs, but he has superstars around him. So once you have Christian McCaffrey and Debo Samuel and George Kittle, plus his coaching, that's not a
I don't know how else to say this. There's something about
either.
that white
But
boy
personally,
football
I would
the
go with
49ers play that I love. Something about that white boy football. They got a fullback in the backfield. I love it. That's just the kind of football I like. There's just something about it. I don't know what to tell you.
But see, this is the reason why I'm not sold on Brock Purdy being a good quarterback, because any one of their skill players, whether it's Christian McCaffrey, Debo, George Kittle, their fullback juice check, they play quarterback on their team as well. Like, Brock Purdy is just there just to not mess up, and Trevor Lawrence is there to. He's the face of the franchise. He's the player that you're going to go to when you need to come back. You need to win. He's the player that's going to get it done. And that's why I'm sold on Trevor Lawrence over Brock Purdy.
So right now, match predictor, pretty even for both of these games. 49ers only a -7 favorite, while as the Jags are a -4. I just say Brock, man. I mean, you saw what they did to the Cowboys defense. Cowboys also had a pretty good defense prior to this. I think they really mess up the 49ers. As well as that's just how I see it.
The difference is the 49ers, they got offensive passing weapons, man. And the Cowboys, their defense, yeah, they had good defenders, but they just lost Diggs, and Gilmore's old, so that's why I think they showed out versus the Cowboys, because the strength of the Dallas Cowboys is their D-line.
Yeah.
If their D-line doesn't get to the quarterback, which they didn't in the game, then the 49ers had all day. Now, when you have a different team, like the Browns, who have decent DBs and D-lines, which is a better overall stacked defense, I don't think they're going to have the same result that they had against the Cowboys.
Yeah, well, that one's a pick 'em. I say Brock. I think Brock. I think he just their stats are close to the same. Honestly, Brock has a couple more touchdowns, but the yards, I think, Trevor has 5 touchdowns right now. Brock with 9. That's insane. I think Brock's the good pick. Moving on to wide receivers. So right now for wide receivers, we have Jamar Chase, G. Wilson from the Jets, and my boy Waddle from the Dolphins. Waddle. I love Waddle.
And on the bench, there's E. Moore from Cleveland.
I think I think you should keep Moore on the bench because Amari Cooper is the one with the most yards right now in receiving for them. Let me see if Moore's not even second for them.
Elijah Moore should be second.
Yeah, Elijah's second with 148 yards. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that. Jamar Chase already hit 3 TDs. For this, because I think we got the wide receivers locked in. How do you think Jamar's gonna perform against the Seahawks? The Seahawks are the favorite for that game. I don't see it. I think the Bengals historically always have a slow start. And we're losing Daniel Ibarra. Daniel Ibarra, any final thoughts for the receivers? Anyone you like particularly? Jamar Chase, Wilson for
honestly,
the Jets.
I'm so out of the loop on like all those names you were saying for the receivers. I don't know who those guys are.
Hey man, you're gonna just lie. Just lie.
All right, dude, I don't know, man. I'm tired. I'm not paying attention to the NFL right now.
Well, thanks for joining us. Everybody, just give Daniel a hand. Daniel, thank you.
I think the only downfall to having Chase on my lineup is that my opponent, my brother, has Burrow as his quarterback, so it's kind of gonna blank out if any touchdowns that he throws.
Yeah. Well, still, I think Elijah only has 140 something yards. Yeah, leave his ass on the no touchdowns. Leave his ass on the bench. And I'm high on Waddle right now. Waddle's back.
Well, is he actually playing this next game?
Yeah, he's playing. He's playing.
Oh yeah. You can't go wrong with Waddle. You got to start Waddle with Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, he might not get the touchdown, in the red zone looks because of, they have Chase Claypool now. He's the tall target they're probably gonna go to, and they have what's the other receiver? Cheetah, what's his name?
Hill.
Tyreek Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably not gonna get the touchdown looks, but if he breaks one, he's fast too. He can get open. And that offense is probably the best offense in the NFL right now. So going with Waddle is a good pick, but Elijah Moore definitely bench. He was good with the Jets, but after he went to the Browns, Deshaun Watson is not Deshaun Watson of old. He's not going to get any throws. And who else did you have? You had
Wilson from the Jets.
I don't think Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I don't know what. Yeah, Garrett Wilson. Look who he has throwing to him. He's gonna get the yards.
Ooh, they play the Eagles. Eagles have a great secondary.
Exactly. Yeah, he's gonna get yards because he's the number one target. But when you got a guy who shouldn't be in the NFL right now throwing you the ball, you're not gonna perform, especially with the NFC champions. Eagles, yeah, that's a bench for me.
For running backs, you took Dylan off, right? The Packers have a bye week.
Yeah, Dylan's on the bench. They have a bye week. Correct.
The only thing that sucks is for your running back, his running back's with the Ravens, Jay Hill.
Yeah.
Fucking Lamar has the most rushing yards right now.
I know.
For the Ravens. And nobody can catch a fucking ball. So I don't think that they're going to do too hot. I don't think there's a lot to say about the running back sheet. Those are the guys you got to play. I think Pierce.
That's all I got.
Pierce with Houston. Let's see. Houston against the Saints. I actually think, the Saints have a great D line. So,
Yeah, but Pierce is a better choice.
And then for tight end, you have Pitts from Atlanta and Kincaid from Buffalo. Well, I'm surprised Kincaid hasn't been doing more for Buffalo, honestly.
Or Pitts.
Pitts has not been doing anything either.
Yeah, because they don't target him at all.
Let's see who Buffalo's play. Yeah, that one's a hard one to think of. Let me see. Atlanta against Washington. Washington's bad. Washington's bad.
Yeah, I put San Francisco back up. It's
Oh,
Cleveland.
wait, save that when we keep going. Yeah, that's nuts. Hey, all right, we'll just talk about the defense right now while I get some more stats up. Hey, Via, would you ever start the Commanders defense?
Oh, it depends who they're playing.
Right
But-
now, for defense, he has 49ers as well as Commanders defense. I think always go with the 49ers. 49ers defense has a shit ton of Pro Bowlers. They have amazing
Yeah.
secondary. Their
But
why do you-
the reason why I played them was because they were playing against Chicago, which was a winless team that nobody thought was going to do anything, and then all of a sudden they go hot on Thursday night and destroy the Washington not Redskins, but the Commanders, whatever they are now.
Yeah, but that's one of those games where the Commanders were probably like, yeah, these guys suck. And they just go in there and stink it up.
Yeah, they probably didn't practice. You're right.
I think the
But I-
49er defense, no matter what the team is, performs. That
Oh,
defense
they're
is
gonna
amazing.
they're the best defense in football, in my opinion.
Dude, I love Fred Warner, bro. Fred Warner.
Fred Warner
was amazing.
Everyone talks about Micah Parsons. Everyone talks about what's that guy from the Rams? They talk about them being the most best defensive players in the NFL, or even Nick Bosa on the same
Yeah.
team. But Fred Warner, man, he's everywhere. In my book, he's the best defensive player right now, and I think he's the best player in the NFL.
Or even Fred Warner, coverage wise, he flows around the ball so amazingly. I don't even think the safeties are. I didn't even think about the safeties. I kept looking at Fred Warner in coverage, getting interceptions. He's fucking amazing.
And he's a missile. He hits dudes, and they just cough off the ball.
Yeah, I love Fred. Yeah, but defense, I would say let's look at the Commanders' schedule. So I think you should stick with the 49ers defense.
No, I totally agree. I mean, like I said, based off of that fucking horrible defensive effort they had on last Thursday, I don't think I'll put them back up at all until San Francisco has a bye.
I'm gonna do one more stat read. Yeah, I fucking love their defense. All right. All right, now for our game of the week, Raiders and Patriots. Via from the outside looking in, what do you think?
I mean, if the Raiders don't win this one, I'll be surprised.
I don't know. We're pretty bad. Raiders
Yeah,
pretty
we
bad.
are pretty bad.
I wouldn't be surprised, but yeah, we should win this. Some people who are fucking psychopaths think we're going 5-0 these next 5 games. Anything can happen on this league, especially with Jimmy G, who is hunting for most interceptions. Hunting for it.
I don't understand how the Raiders are doing so bad this season. I think they have a decent, not a good squad, but a decent squad. They should be coming out.
The defense is surprising me. I thought the defense
And they just
was
beat
gonna be
Green Bay.
a lot worse. Yeah.
And they just beat Green Bay, and Green Bay is not a bad team either.
I thought the defense was gonna be it's just Jimmy and the coaching. I mean, I'll let you guys watch my stream on Madden. You can see what I do with the Raiders offense. It's not that bad. It's just the coach calling, in my opinion. How about Derek Carr with the Saints? I mean, I think the Saints take the division. And unfortunately,
Didn't they bench Derek Carr already?
no, he
No.
was hurt.
Oh, he got hurt. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think the last game against they wiped out the Patriots. Yeah, Derek was playing that game. We're 34-0.
I don't like Derek Carr.
I think he's mediocre. I think he's mediocre.
think-
I think he's just as good as Jimmy. But now the narrative is going to be, oh my
I-
god. I think the narrative is going to be, oh my god, he's a saving grace for the Saints because I do think they're going to win the division. But I think their division.
I doubt no, they're not gonna win the division. You're wrong.
Who do you think's going to take that? Oh, Falcons. No, I don't. I'm not high on the Falcons. Actually, I really like the Bucks. I really like the Bucks also.
The Bucks. I was about to say
Yeah,
the Bucks. Baker Mayfield.
I like Baker. I'm
is
high on
balling.
Baker right now. Yeah, I'm high on Baker. Right now.
I'm high on Baker. I've always been high on Baker, but he is balling. This is his last season, and he's playing for his NFL career right now. He's balling. That defense is no slouch. That offense, they have good weapons. Baker is playing like the Baker of old. It's probably his best season yet, and he's better than Derek Carr. I'm sorry. I know
I
he's
think
from the
so.
Raiders, but
No, I agree
Derek
with that.
Carr is. I mean, you've been mediocre since you've joined the league. You're not gonna. Yeah, you're gonna go with a new team, but usually when mediocre quarterbacks join a new team, that's kind of the end of their career. It's gonna, he's probably gonna be out in like 2-3 years.
Yeah, I give you 3. I think they're above 500 team, the Saints, just because of that division. The NFC South, honestly. NFC South
They
isn't a lot
they
of
have
murderers.
they have a good roster. I just don't know why they're playing bad. The Saints they have a good offense, they have a good defense. Their quarterback, he's not the best, but he's there. I don't understand how they're dropping these games.
All right, now to the elephant of the room, the Broncos. What's going on? For me, it's the coaching staff. I fucking hate Sean. He's a fucking cuck. I'm really glad that.
I never thought Sean was a good coach, but I can't even tell you, man. The defense is terrible. It's the worst defense in the league right now.
They want to get rid of Judy.
They want to get rid of everyone because at this point,
just rebuild. Fuck it.
Rebuild. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do. I mean, the offensive line is terrible. The defense is all of it atrocious. Even Pat Surtain isn't playing like Pat Surtain of old. And I mean, you're looking at a guy who won one Super Bowl because of Drew Brees.
Yeah.
It's not him. He's like who's the Cowboys coach?
The old one or the current guy?
The current.
I don't even know his fucking name.
Yeah, well, him. He got one Super Bowl. They say, yeah, you're a Super Bowl winning coach, but it was because of Aaron Rodgers.
Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy. Fuck
Mike McCarthy, for me, they're the same. They're both the same level of coaching level. They say he's such a good coach, but I mean, you had Drew Brees. He brought it home for you. They say he's a good coach because he decided to do an onside kick during the Super Bowl, but
yeah, get the fuck out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah, I don't think he's a good coach. And then we traded for him. Trade for a coach. We lost a pick.
Trade for
first
coaches,
rounder.
Trade for coaches, I think, is so fucking dumb. I hate that shit. Ever since 2002, with good old fuckface who's racist, whatever his name is. Fuck that guy, Gruden.
Yeah, I mean, the Broncos got to rebuild. We got to tank for that guy from USC, the quarterback, or something. Because this team is gonna take like a good 5 years to come around.
Let's see. Oh, I hope the Bears beat the Vikings. The Vikings are the best 1-4 team. They keep beating themselves. They could have beat the Chargers. I was watching the games with Chris Jinks. Shout out to him. They're looking like how the Raiders looked last season. Just like so close to winning, just beating themselves. Even against the Eagles, they're in that game. Just poor Vikings. So Dad, run me through your starters, and that should wrap it up for this week.
All right, so yeah, so for this week, starting off the quarterback Purdy out of San Francisco, with the running wide receivers, Jamar Chase, Waddle, and Wilson from the Jets.
Yeah, I don't think
And then-
you get a lot of.
And then for running backs, got Pierce, Hill, and then tight end Pitts, kicker Las Vegas, Carlson, and then defense San Francisco.
I think for the tight end position is the only one I'll keep an eye on. Buffalo, for some reason, slow starting this season. I can see them getting their tight end in the red zone. But,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, and I don't see Atlanta
Buffalo's-
using Pitts.
Yeah, Buffalo still, but I think stick with Pitts for now. Just the numbers speak for him a little better, but I think this week will solidify how we look at that Buffalo tight end. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining this
Thank-
week. Thanks again
Thank
for
you,
your
thank you.
time, Daniel Villa. Good luck managing all those players in Canada. I know it's a shark infested land up there.
Yeah, they're terrible.